and block assistant coach was one realistic. First 10 minutes, open for bloggers. After that, blocking it, and then it's just questions. So, yeah, please raise your hands for questions so we can get as many in as possible, and we can power away. Mike?
How's it, Rassie? Okay. I see all a little bit of suspense as to your choice of team. So,
I think Mali's played a lot of rugby on that side. We must see does Andre get through the game this weekend without an injury. And I think we've learned our lessons last year when we played the Barbarians, or it was Japan, and we got an injury to Oxen chair. And we really didn't have to play Oxen in that specific game because he was match fit and everything. And then Jan Hendrik got suspended, and then eventually we had to go with Boan and Gerard, who did really well. So we're trying just to avoid that with Moni. And then also, obviously, we want to see Kianon. Can he play 10-15? Hopefully in future that will help with 6-2 splits, and because we know he can play wing, play 15. And the guys, the other assistant coaches, all of us really see something special in him when it comes to 10. And then Vusi on the bench, I must say he's one of the guys that really caught the eye, I would say, in this 2 weeks. Very calm guy, physical, big kicks really without effort. So we think the two of them can do the job for us.
Right. Rassie, I think last year this week didn't opt for any of the kicks against Barbarian. You guys would play some lineouts. Until Wesley comes on from the bench, who's that be kicking your conversion?
Cheslin.
Cheslin has been kicking for his club in Japan the whole season, and he's always a backup for us. So I think we're safe there.
Kieran is also a good kicker.
Rassie, what is it that you see in Kwan's game profile that made you look at him and say, let's give you it?
Well, obviously Tony and Stock has big influence there. I think what he does for the Lions, maybe there's not a 10 on his back, but he certainly comes into the mix a lot at 10, at first receiver. And we've been working with him now for, 3 years at training sessions, and we just like the way he takes the ball to the line. He's an awesome defender. He's got a really great pass, and he's not bumped. He's not a guy that's all afraid for if somebody runs into that channel. And I think we're lucky with having guys like Sasha. I mean, Mani, people look at his size. He's an awesome defender. And then the same with Andre. So we'd like to keep it the same. Vusi is also a great defender. So, I think it is going to be a little bit new for him to start with on 10, but he does it a hell of a lot in his franchise. Not starting at 10, alternating through general play at 10.
But I see, it's Carter's first outing with you guys. How has he settled in since he joined?
Yeah, Carter, we actually forget that he's been at a lineman camp before. Sometimes we forget it's so long ago. No, I think what I can pick up from him is he's really grateful to be here. Or, he stated it before for a lineman camp, and he's certainly done really well at his club. It's not a lot of us that can say we've won Champions Cups. He's one of those guys who can say that. He's not an old guy. He's a guy who comes junior structures. He's played for us, and then at one stage he had a really bad injury. I think he was signing with somebody, and then there was a bit of a spell out. So I can see he's a desperate guy. Not desperate in the sense that if he doesn't make it, he's nowhere desperate to wear the jersey, which is quite important.
Also started on a weird course in the Springbok lineup, but they said it with GSP will be will be and that not a sliding.
Yeah, if you look at the covers that we've got, the Luan, also as a fullback, and more especially also with his Sevens background, and he's settling nicely there. Both of them at the Sharks, they've played a fullback, so I think when we look at the profile of the players, we thought, with having Luan at the back, I think it will probably, because once again, Rassie touched on it, is that 10s and 15, they act more like a playmaker role when it comes to our system, and then CI can also do that job and is a backup for it, but we thought at wing, when you look at the profiles of the players, I think, more especially with the way we play the game, if you if you remember, talk about our kicking game, we felt like having CI at wing would give us a bit of advantage in the sense of getting into that battle in the air. And Jaco Williams also on the other side, probably one of the players that I felt like, it's been coming for him, he's been knocking. Like we always say, size doesn't matter to us. And you saw the boy when he plays for the Sharks, he's got a big heart, a massive work rate. And then if you look at the profile of the players that we've got, I'm talking about Cheslin Kobe and Ketley Arends. And when you look at the profile of Jaco Williams, he's got a potential to become almost the same as those guys in the future, But once again, like Coach Rassie said, all three of those players at the back, I think they've got a bit of good X factor. But I think the most important thing for us is we want to see the foundation if they will be able to do things the way the Springboks will do. And then once again, without forgetting their X factor, we always appreciate it. We want them to bring it. But I think the biggest test for us in this game will be probably to operate as a Springbok team.
Coach, look, quite an interesting setup here as well. I mean, the Boks have had interesting setup plannings over the years. They were like after ones. Where you was looking to see it from the 2A, obviously be the shift to the senior dude.
I'll be honest about it. Since Tony joined us in 2024, one of his first messages regarding to Lucanio's arm, you'll probably love to see Lucanio at 12, So even Lucanio, when he was with us last year, it was always running at 12. So, but we couldn't get an opportunity for him to get there. Because if you remember, we had guys like Damien Alenda, we had guys like Andre, the hybrid. So we couldn't get a chance to give Lucanio an opportunity there. So we looked at both players now at the moment, and that was a discussion in the sense of who's the best profile for 12, and then once again, it was a great opportunity for us, especially with his experience, Lucanio at 12 to take the lead. He's also a vice captain, and I'm also good to see him in good shape, because he's been a seasoned campaigner now for his team in Japan. Injuries, hopefully they can stay away from him. So yeah, I'm happy for him to be back also. But once again, I think when it comes to Lucanio, we've always planned to, if the opportunity comes, to give him a go at 12.
That's it.
First of all, congratulations on being here with the channel Friday press conference to choose a personal congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
Can I ask you, how do I interpret the why we are such a good support as we casting? Is this the future of the Springbok country, or what's the plan with this Israel side?
Man, I think when Coach Rassie, whenever he talks about our team goals, he always mentions we always want to win. That's number one, you understand? And number two, we always want to build the squad depth. That's not a secret. It's something that we openly talk about it. And when it comes to potential in South African rugby, we've got a lot of great players, and then once again, the public always, why this player doesn't get an opportunity, And then one thing that I can say with Coach Rassie, he always look for opportunities where if we can make sure that we bring the players that are performing for their franchise, we always reward them in a sense of experience training with the team. And also when we get opportunities to give them some game time. So one thing that I enjoy compared to, let's say, for example, the previous team, SAA team that played against in UK, those guys didn't really have probably Tony Brown as an attack coach. Do you understand? Jerry Flannery as an attack coach. I think these guys that we've got now, if they're getting the best possible support in the sense of they're doing everything that the other guys that are playing against Baba. So we've coached both teams at the same. I think now when it comes to this game as a SA, I think we are in a way better position, in the sense of being prepared. We've had 2 weeks to work with them. And like once again, for me, I'm excited. I'm always excited to see youngsters getting opportunities, and we always talk about it that, listen, we're going to build a squad depth. I think that's one of the main things that we've got this ASA team. And also on the other side, Zimbabwe, they're going to the World Cup. So it's a team that is very motivated, and I'm happy for them. And I'm happy the fact that Coach Rassie did agree to give them a practice game. And yeah, so I think hopefully we can give them a good run in a sense of preparing them also to go to the World Cup.
Any of those working questions? Progress? No?
You go. Coach, this being obviously, as I talked about around Secretary's coming from high school last year at the Sharks, so when he did couple of URC matches. What have you seen from him in his time like in the ball camp? That's sort of interesting.
One thing about him that I can tell you, if you look from the outside, for example, before I started working with him, watching him at the Sharks, no doubt that everyone knows that he's a very special player. He's got a good X factor, you know. And then when you start working with him, he doesn't really say much. He's just a smiley guy, always smiles, yes, coach, you know. So, and I'm glad that we're getting an opportunity to work with them while they're still at that age to understand, because of, once again, I'll be honest with you guys, it's not easy to come and rub shoulders with the guy, the likes of Eben and the Sia Colises. You know, you talk about someone who was at school last year, you know, so we always want to make sure that we give them opportunity at a young age where they can rub shoulders. That's why we've got alignment camps. They must get used to each other. They must get used to, because again, like we always say, when it comes to our environment, we always want to empower them also. Even if you are 19 or you are 20, you know, the more you take full ownership of what needs to be done, you become a leader. So I feel like at the moment, the more we empower those boys, and also the more they understand how we operate at Springboks, I think the better for them, to understand. And then once again, the last thing when it comes to that, I've played as under 21s while I was playing sevens. So mindset-wise, coming from the senior environment, when you go to the probably junior World Cup, it does boost you mental-wise. It does help you. It does motivate you. It gives you a confidence. So I know one thing for sure. After these guys, they're done with us, those that are selected for the junior box, it will bring a massive impact in their mindset in a sense of how to operate. And hopefully that's the standard they can also, you know, do on the other side, you know. But once again, we know the junior box on the other side. Kev is doing a great job with that team. So, but like I said, when it comes to mindset-wise, I think it's going to boost their confidence.
Bloggers off, and then first in, then we go.
Get the plate of the first shoot. Last shoot, you went to great leagues to train to ourselves in this all over the rest of Indies. I don't know, still not calling